Hey, good morning. Hope you guys are well. Maybe it's good afternoon or evening for you. Thank you for catching me live or catching me on the replay. I'm here to share with you today the 5 must-have parts of strategy. Now, this is something every single business has and needs. Some people have all 5, some are missing one, but the successful businesses all have the 5 key parts of their strategy. Now, why do we need them and what are they? I'll get to that in a minute. Makes your life easier. It makes your business growth faster and more streamlined. Can stop fluffing around and doing things that aren't actually creating the results in the fastest way. It's kind of like you could either plow a field by pushing a sled, pushing a plow, or you could get a machine to do it. Well, we all know the machine would be the much faster, easier way to get that done. And it's the same thing here. The thing is that most people don't realize that there are 5 that they need to have. They haven't got them all in place and aligned. So it's just the easiest way that you can really make a significant change in your business this year. Now, what are these 5? Why do we need 5? And why are there only 5? You're probably thinking, 5 pieces, because these are what we call the foundational strategy. It's what every single successful business has, all 5. We can't miss one out, because if we miss one out, that would be like an airline engineer, who's building an engine, just missing out a part of the engine. Like, can you imagine what would happen? Like, that engine obviously wouldn't work. And even if you did get it going, it would be likely to blow up. And we don't want that, do we? We want a complete engine. We want all of the parts in there so that it functions and they work together in sync, in harmony, like an orchestra with all of the pieces. They're all playing together and creating this beautiful sound. They each have a role to play. We could think about it a bit like your hand. We've got 5 fingers. Well, we've got 4 fingers and a thumb. Each of them are different. They each have a different role to play in the hand. They're each important, and together they make your hand. Without all 5, then, what if you take your thumb away? Well, your hand is not going to work very well. So we need all 5 in there to have a fully functioning hand that is effective, efficient, and that works as best as a hand can work. Sure, you can do it without some of the pieces in there properly, maybe if you're missing a finger, but your hand isn't going to work as well as a full hand that's on your other arm. So we need all 5, and these are the core pieces of foundational strategy. Yes, some people might have some other strategies that they add on and tack on, which would be a bit like wearing some jewelry on your hand or having beautiful nails. They are extras, they're additional, but they're not core to the function of the hand. These 5 elements I'm about to share with you are what we call the foundation, because without it, you've got nothing to grow from. You don't have the foundation there. So you need all 5 for it to work, for it to be effective, and for you to actually be able to grow your business, which is what we all want, isn't it? We want to be able to grow. That's why we're here. So what are the 5 and why do we need them? Well, first of all, it's about who it is that your business is targeting. Now, you might think, oh my God, of course, I've heard that before. The thing is that most people have got a really wishy-washy description of who that is. It's like this great big, there's all these people out there I can help. And that's how they're trying to define their target. Now, there's a reason why we call it a target market or an ideal client. Those words are really important because it means it's not about everybody who might possibly buy. It's not about all of the opportunity there, all the people that you can help. Because I don't think there's any business in the world that could possibly service all the people that they could help, is there? Think about it. There are millions and millions of businesses or people who could be potential customers for you. It's not about all of them. That's why those words are super important. It's target and ideal. So who is ideal? Because trust me, when you're marketing to the people who are ideal for you, it's so much easier than marketing to somebody who's not ideal, but who might possibly benefit from your service offering. Why not market to the people who already have the desire for what it is that you want? Don't you think that's going to be a lot easier than trying to convince someone that they need it, but they don't know they need it? Well, that's what we call the long, hard road. You can take it. There's many people out there doing that. That's not super smart. It's not the fastest, easiest way for you to run your business. And it's going to feel really, really disheartening because you can see that they need you, yet they're not taking that step. Well, it's because they don't have the desire. So guess what? They don't have to be your target at all. The next one is your offering. So now you know who you're targeting, your ideal one. The second piece is about your service offering. Now you might think, well, that's clear, obvious. I know what it is I do. Yes, but have you actually tailored it in a way that really connects and is aligned to your ideal client? Because if they're not seeing it as the right fit for them, then it doesn't matter if it's still something they could use, they won't be buying. So the way that you put your service offering together is actually really, really important. And that is making it in alignment. So if we go back to the hand analogy I was using a moment ago, imagine if number 2, which is your service, is someone else's finger. Like you're basing it off somebody else's business or product or service and copying it. It would be like having a hand where that finger's not your own, it's someone else's strange shaped. It doesn't work with the rest of your hand. It doesn't look like it's in sync. It's not one whole piece. It would be really weird. And that obviously wouldn't work as well as your own finger. So it's about having that service that's tailored for you. It works well for you. It's exactly what you want to offer. It works in your life, in your time frame that you have, the capacity, the capability, and your highest value. And it's exactly aligned to that ideal customer. Without it, they're not buying. The third piece, so this is where we go into brand and messaging. Now you might be like, oh, brand, yep, done that, tick the box, got all those things done. It's not about what your logo looks like. It's not about colors or fonts, because guess what? No one buys from you because you're using a beautiful font. They're not like, wow, I really like that color or that font that she uses on her website. I'm going to pick her. Like, nobody is doing that. Not even for a graphic designer. They might be thinking, yeah, she's got great taste and I love the style, but they're not buying from you because of what your brand looks like. They're buying from you because of how you communicate to them, because they're seeing you as the right fit for them. And that's all about how you're using these first two to make the third one really effective. Effective messaging is connecting to your people on a deeper level that makes it feel like you're inside their head. And I hear that talked about a lot, inside your head. It's not about mind reading. It's actually about, because you're being specific here and your target and ideal person, you're able to speak to them on a level that's really, really tangible, specific. And that makes you credible, that makes you stand out, because everybody else out there is using fluffy language. So if we're using fluffy language, we say things like, oh, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling stuck, you're all of this and that. Well, no one's buying something like a service to help them stop feeling overwhelmed, are they? We're not buying a service because I'm like, oh, I'm stuck, I need a solution for being stuck. I'm going to buy this because you're telling me I won't be stuck anymore. These are states of mind that get changed when we have the outcome that we want. So the same thing with confidence and clarity and all of these fluffy kind of feeling, emotive words. Fantastic. That might be what they get, but that's not the thing that they get. They get those feelings because you've delivered the outcome. We've prevented them from feeling that lack of clarity and confidence because they've got the thing that stops that feeling. And it can be switched on and off just like that. You can go from feeling completely unclear to feeling clear in the space of minutes if you've got some really good piece of content that totally lands, or you get some information and insight, that moment where you've of clarity, you're like, boom, now I'm clear. Well, that can happen during the day. You can go from feeling unclear to clear. You can turn off and on in an instant. That's why no one's buying your stuff if you're trying to sell clarity. Clarity is not the thing. They want the thing that brings them the clarity, right? And that is your messaging. That was point number 3. Point number 4, your marketing system. Every business has a marketing system. And especially the successful ones, this is, this because you're in business, no doubt you're doing some form of marketing. The thing is that most people don't have one where they've thought about it and they've actually just connected the dots in what they're doing. So it's aligned. It's an aligned system that's aligned with these other three elements. You need to have 1, 2, and 3 in order to have number 4. If you don't have those, then number 4 is very ineffective marketing. You're just out there putting your business out there in random places and hoping some random person is going to see it and come and buy something that you don't even know if it's going to be right for them because you haven't tailored it to them. So you need to have the other 3 but to do 4 effectively. And what the successful businesses have is a simple flow. They know how they're gaining the awareness and bringing people in to become customers. And it's not complicated. It doesn't need to be all of this fancy funnels and, all this tech, and it doesn't need to be heavy. It can be really, really simple. But it's important because if you don't have that, then how are people going to find you? How are you going to get any clients, right? If they're not finding you, then maybe you're relying on referrals, or you're trying to jump straight to number 5 and miss out 4. And as we said before, if you've got one missing, then it does not function as well. We've got a hand with missing fingers, or we've got an aeroplane engine with a missing part. We don't want that. We want all 5 pieces there because that is the fastest, most efficient and streamlined way to have your business growing and have it growing feeling easy. So number 5, of course, the littlest finger, it's small, but it's still significant because, and it has to be there. This is the sales piece, right? This is actually, well, you can do all of those, but if you don't have number 5, then you're not actually getting the clients. You're just bringing people into your audience and having amazing leads and conversations with people. But if you don't have number 5, then you're not getting the sale. So it's really important to have in there. And it has to be aligned to the other 4 pieces for it to work as well. You don't just jump straight to a sale like, oh, I've got a business, boom, I've thought of a product or I've got a service here, I'm just going to jump straight to the sale. Well, how do you think that's going to work if we haven't got these other pieces in place? You're not going to be talking to the right people. We're not giving them the information they need. The service offering's probably not aligned to them. It's just not working. And a lot of people are trying to skip over the half of this stuff and go straight to here. Other people are just focusing on number 4. They're focusing on all the marketing, thinking if I just keep on marketing, people will buy. Well, how's that going? You can go out there and try the next trendy tactic. You might think, I must need to get on TikTok because someone's talking about TikTok and how it's working for them. It's not the TikTok that's working for them. It's the fact that they've got these 5 things. And then they can choose, I'm now going to go and use TikTok as a platform in order to connect to these people, sell them this service, have messaging that moves them, and it's part of my marketing flow, and that will bring them in and make them a customer with my sales system. It's not about the TikTok. You can choose whatever platform you like, whatever one works for you, whatever you feel really drawn to, where you know your clients are going to be hanging out. It's not about that. It's about these 5. So missing them, it's like you're walking around trying to run a business or trying to push something with no hand. Like, how are you going to do that? How are you going to fly that plane if your engine doesn't have the parts? It's not going to work. It's not going to fly. So those are the 5 things. That's why in my jam plan, there are 5 elements to it. There's 5 parts of the jam plan, and it's exactly those 5 pieces of strategy that you work on. That's why it works. That's why you get the results. And then you can add on some additional extra pieces which help you to optimize. So I've got some little bits in there about automation, about onboarding and processes and gaining more efficiency in your business. But you can only do that once you've got this foundation here. Because it's like, without that, you've got no foundation to grow from. You've got nothing to optimize because it's not working. So we need to get the 5 pieces, the foundational 5, we'll call them. It's a bit like the famous 5. This is the foundational 5. You need these 5 because this is your base. This is your business. And it doesn't matter if you're brand new in business or you've been in business for years. If it's not been going as quickly as you'd like, if it's feeling slow and hard, it's probably because you haven't optimized one of these or got it really in place or aligned. You might have it there, like everybody's got the 5. It's how well you've got them and are they actually aligned to be getting you the results you want. Once you've got them there, they're all present, you've got all 5 and they're aligned, so they're all on the same hand, they're not on different hands. That's when you've got your foundation working. That's when you can scale. That's when you can optimize the business. That's when you can turn all those growth levers and really get it going even better. But you can get to a significant change, a significant growth with just simply getting those 5 pieces aligned into one strategy that's working together. It's working in sync beautifully so that your business is feeling easy. You've got the quality clients, high paying clients coming in who value what you do. You know, they're ready to pay you for exactly what you do because they highly value you. You're a great fit for them. You work together. It just works. So that's what you need. Those are the 5. That's what's inside Business Jam. So as I just mentioned, Business Jam, that's my program. It's an online program with coaching. And I do 10 weeks of coaching with my VIP group to help them really nail it, to help them get this aligned, to help them apply that strategic framework into their own business and see where they might not be currently aligned. And we remove all the stuff that's not working. We remove all the clutter. We remove the noise and the heavy load and all of the things that you might be filling your time with that are ineffective. And we get you streamlined and working. So Business Jam is open right now. Doors close actually tomorrow night. So Friday. It'll be Friday close of business for you guys in the US, and actually Saturday morning if you happen to be down under with me, if you're here in Australia or New Zealand, it'll be Saturday morning for you because I'm trying to have a nice global time frame for people because we've got people from all over the world who come and join me in Business Jam. So there's not a lot of time left to decide. But if this sounds like you need these 5 things and, you know, if your business is working really well for you right now, you're smashing your revenue goals, you've got the right clients coming in, it's growing, then it sounds like you've got those pieces in place. And amazing, well done for you. If you are finding that it's hard work, you know, it's hard to get the right clients. Maybe you're just relying on referrals, so you're in a feast and famine and not sure when the next one's coming. If you are not hitting the revenue goals and targets that you know could be possible, if you just figured out how to do it, right? If you know that there's more that's possible for you and you're just not there yet, then this is where you look. This is where you start. We need to get these pieces into alignment for you so that they work for you and give you that result, which is what you're really looking for. So come to jessicaosborne.com/businessjam. It's got all of the information there. I'm here. You can send me a DM, you can PM me, and there's even a link on the page to book in a quick private chat on Zoom if you'd like to have a conversation with me and really figure out if it's right for you. It's not for everybody. And there's a section on the page that says who it is not for. You know, this is for service-based businesses. So it's not for everybody, but this core strategy is really every single business. It's just that I've tailored Business Jam specifically for service-based businesses. So I can take you to that next level and really help you with things that are specific to having a service and how you present your service offering. So that is what you get inside Business Jam. Head over there, check it out because the doors do close in 2 days' time. And I wouldn't like you to miss out because this is actually the last time I'm doing it at the price that it's at. Next time I open the doors, the price is going up and, you know, that's fine. It'll still be just as good and amazing. But if you're thinking it's right for you, then that's the time to get in this time so that you can lock yourself in. It's a lifetime access program. And I've got amazing group of people in what we call our Business Jam family. You're in there for life. Having a great chat with someone yesterday who's been a business jammer for 18 months. She joined at the start of last year and she's just reassessing her strategy. She's got to a level And now she's ready to shift up to the next level. And so she's assessing that strategy again. She's coming back to these 5 things, getting them into alignment. What is it that we're actually trying to achieve, and how do we tweak these and optimize them to get us to that next stage? That's what she's doing. And so, as you can see, it's a live active support type of program. I'm in there, I hang out, I give you support. It's happening in our group. And obviously for my VIPs, then we get to hang out every week for the next 10 weeks doing some coaching. So I love it. This is really my favorite time and thing in my business, when we get on these coaching calls and get to hang out together. So have a look, see whether it's right for you, and if this might be the thing that can help you to excel, to leap forward this year, like so many of my Business Jam clients have done. I've been sharing some amazing results on my profile, on my page. You can have a look and read their stories, hear what they've said, because, you know, they've sent me little videos completely of their own doing. They've recorded them just as a, you know, this is what I'd say to someone who's thinking about Business Jam, because they've just had so much gratitude for what they've been able to achieve that they didn't even realize was possible. And it's really just down to these 5 must-have things. You need all 5. You need them in alignment. That's what makes it faster, easier, and more streamlined. You can stop all of that busy stuff that's filling up your day that's not helping you shift forwards. You know, and there's a lot of people stuck in that place thinking, what is it I need to do to get it moving? It's like, well, actually, stop all that doing. Let's look at these 5 things. Let's make sure they're in alignment, because if it's not working, it's because they're not. Because you don't have all 5 aligned. You might have all 5, but they're just in complete disalignment. So it's about getting them really nailed, each piece, but most importantly, that they're working together. You know, you can have the pieces and them not working together, and that's why it's feeling hard. So hopefully that made a lot of sense. I hope you've gained something from that. You know what the 5 are. You're thinking, which one is it that I really need to nail? If you want help with that, then reach out to me. Come and have a look at Business Jam. That's where we get into it. You get step by step. We go through it in detail so that you really learn how to align those pieces. And you get that. Doesn't take long at all. You know, we have people who start seeing results even in the first 2 weeks. They're like suddenly seeing their business a totally different way, and they're figuring out exactly where they've been going, what they've been doing for so long, and why it's been keeping them where they are. You know, just the amazing shifts that happen. I love seeing it because it is transformational. Like, we've literally seen people have 300% growth within 90 days, and just 2 months ago, Miranda, she's had 825% increase in her average project value. So what she's billing out to people on average has grown by 825% since early April. It was like since the end of March, early April. And she's reported that recently. Now, that is not possible if you don't have this. It's just not possible. That's how she did it, was coming back here and getting the pieces into alignment again. So it was just amazing to see. That's what is possible for people, you know, and that was a new record. We hadn't had a record of that type of growth before. 825% is astronomical and so inspiring and exciting. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing if we can top that. Can we break that record? Can we get an even bigger amount of growth? Well, absolutely. Anything is possible, isn't it? And, you know, she wasn't a brand new business. We're not talking about 825% growth from nothing. This is an established business. She's been through Business Jam last year. She'd already grown 262% from her first initial targeting piece that she did, niching down. And then doing this shift to really bring her service alignment into, you know, bring it aligned, bring these 5 things together. That has what has created the 825% growth from there. You know, we're talking about the growth just in the last 2 months. And she's been a business jammer since the start of last year. So already been experiencing growth since then. And that's it really. So I won't keep repeating myself. You must be getting a bit sick of me going on and on. If you've got questions, reach out. Love to chat to you in the DMs. Love to see you on my, send me a message. If you're on the page and you want to book in a Zoom, more than happy to do that. Let's have a chat together and I can really help you answer questions that are specific to you. Otherwise, drop me a question here in the comments and I will answer you. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day / evening, whatever time it is for you right now.